Hockey Hall of Famers. 4 Hockey Hall of Famers paid the ultimate price in the First World War, according to Alex Livingstone MacLeod. He is the author of From Rinks to Regiments, which details 32 largely forgotten men of the Hockey Hall of Fame who served in the Great War. Lieutenant Frank McGee of Ottawa lost the use of his left eye as a young hockey player, but that didn't stop him from being a leading scorer for his team in the Stanley Cup playoffs just after the turn of the 20th century. He signed up with the CEF in 1914, enlisting with the 21st Infantry Battalion. He was wounded when his armoured car was blown into the ditch by a high explosive shell. But months after his knee was damaged, he sidestepped the opportunity to work at headquarters, heading back to the front. On September 16, 1916, at the Somme, he was one of 298 whose bodies were never recovered or identified. His name is engraved on the memorial at Vimy Ridge, along with 11,000 others lost in France with no known grave. McGee was one of the first 11 enshrined at the Hockey Hall of Fame, MacLeod wrote. Scoring 3 goals a game in his hockey career, George Taylor Richardson was an exceptional hockey player and known as a gentleman on the ice. At war, he was an exceptional leader. Well-heeled from a prominent Kingston family, Richardson used his own money to ensure men in his command in the 2nd Battalion had warm boots, gas masks, and cigarettes. He even provided for their families in his will. He died from sniper fire when he went out past the Canadian lines to lead his men back to safety. No officer was ever more beloved by his men who were willing to follow him everywhere, a fellow officer was quoted in the Toronto Star. 8-time Stanley Cup winner and Toronto Maple Leafs coach, manager, and owner Constantine Falkland Carey Smythe is better known to hockey fans by his hockey name, Conn Smythe. He enlisted with the Canadian Field Artillery, serving from 1915 to 1919. He was awarded the Military Cross for conspicuous gallantry and leading his men with great dash at the Somme, where he resisted the German counterattack, rescuing wounded compatriots and killing 3 enemy soldiers. He asked to be reassigned to the Royal Flying Corps, where he learned to fly under Canadian ace William Barker, the most decorated Canadian serviceman, who would later become the first president of an NHL club, the Toronto Maple Leafs, of which Smythe was part owner. Smythe was shot down and spent the balance of the war a prisoner of war in Upper Silesia.